Hey guys, it's Newman Hero bringing you a guide for the new Pack 2 DLC for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Anyways, to get into it, basically you get to go through this specific quest, and after that quest, you get even more quest. Basically, I'm gonna show off the other part because the first part is actually pretty self-explanatory. But this one is a little harder, so I decided I might as well just record it and show it off. But here, what you're seeing right now, is the reward you get for completing one of the 4 sections of the second part of the DLC. And that's basically an upgrade to your abilities that you get from the 4 champions. And yeah, so here you're gonna see, I'm gonna go up to a pedestal where they show off, I think it's 3, just 3 pictures, and you have to find the locations of these 3 pictures, and in a moment you'll see them. Here it is, and here, basically I just take pictures of them to show you how I'd go about it, because I actually did this one already. The other ones I'm planning to do all, like, live, I guess you could say, but this one I didn't think about recording until the end, so I'm just showing off, you can, basically, those pictures are very, like, at first I thought it was hard, but they're pretty obvious once you know the locations. If you explore Hyrule well enough, you'll know where these locations are. For example, that one's the maze. And I'm just showing, like, basically, you need to know your geography of the game's map pretty well. And from exploring back when I started playing the game, I already knew where I was going for the most part. I did have some trouble finding the areas, but I just put one and one together, and I got it. There was just one that gave me a lot of trouble, but eventually I did find them all. So here I am approaching the first shrine, and to complete, well, it's not in order, I just kind of did them in whatever order. So, this particular one is actually, you had to fight a boss, and when you first go to do this, the bird guy, I forget his name every single time, but he'll sing a song which tells you, basically, it's a hint to how you do this, and he explains you had to fight a giant fish or something like that. And I was like, it's obvious that's going to be one of those giant desert fish. And this one happens to be a bit tougher, but a little tip is just to shoot them with bomb arrows. And here's the second location coming right up. I couldn't really show this off, but originally there was supposed to be a ring in the location to start the little quest before you reach the other shrine. But yeah, there should be a ring around this particular area, and in a bit you'll see where exactly the shrine is. I didn't show off the first shrine, surprisingly. I forgot to do that. But yeah, I'll show it off in a sec. Oh, right there. And that's the second shrine. In this area, you actually don't have access to your map, which means you can't actually teleport. And by the way, the rings you had to cross, you have to use those desert seal thingies to get there. And now I'm heading to the third location. But before I do that, I just want to show off, I guess, the way I pulled this one off, because this one gave me a bit of trouble. It was in between the desert and, like, the foresty area, or at least I noticed there was a river. So basically, I just kind of put 2 and 2 together, like it keeps saying, and yeah, it was obvious that that was the area. But here, I end up going to the actual part of the shrine where you find it. But the interesting thing is that it doesn't take you exactly to the shrine. You actually need to find an orb that you drop into this well area, where you fight the Yiga clan leader. I forget his name, whatever his name is. Anyways, the door would actually be open to the area again, you know, well, actually, I think you'd have to fight them in the first place, but yeah, you'd have to fight the Yigas again, or just sneak past them, but I just kind of blew them all up with bomb arrows. That worked. And that's practically it for that one. And here's basically the live version of this guy, basically just showing off how I usually go about it. Here you can see, this is just, you know, so you guys know. He does sing a song, and these songs actually give you hints. And basically, here's how I'd go about it, just in case if you don't want to watch my part 2 of the video, which there is gonna be one, because I didn't actually do all of them yet. But basically, I take a picture, and then I look at my, basically, notes, which is the quest log. It'll tell you the song, or at least parts of the song that are important, and I basically mark the areas with the markers and go to that area where I think it is. One of them here is the Dragon's Horn, which I think the dragon's name is Dinral. You can find around a specific area here where I mark it up in the blue. And then I marked up a mountain and then the flight range, because all of those are specific areas where, you know, the song tells you to go, basically. I believe one of them tells you about the targets, so I obviously had to go to the shooting range, or flight range, and yeah, this one was a little weird. I found out that you actually had to shoot them all in a row, so I cooked up something to help me, and basically just shot them all in a row, and that worked. Alright, the next one is a little, I guess, trickier in a way, because I know it said something about a peak, but I didn't know which peak to go to, so I marked up all the peaks, and by the way, that bird thing just blocked my way. Like, it's really annoying, because every single time I fly up there, not that I do it frequently, but I did it a couple times, I always use, the flight thing, and I end up stopping myself because you can't get near it. Anyways, I'm just climbing up here, and you'll notice that it's not actually at the peak when I get there. It's actually near the highest point, but it's actually near a shrine. I forget the name of the shrine. Oh, here it is. But once you get to this shrine, you'll see a little bit further that it's actually right next to it. It takes me a while before I find out. If you have this location marked on your map, you should just fly here immediately. But yeah, I wish I noticed it sooner, because I ended up shooting this guy down. From far away, it's actually a lot harder to shoot him down because he's always moving. But here, yeah, you can see what you're actually supposed to do. In the desert area, I wasn't able to show it off, but the seals and the shield surfing is basically the same thing. Except that this one, you have to glide, and sometimes, like, not that I did it, you might bump into something, and you might have to get back on your shield. Now this last one was a little tricky at first. I don't show it off here because it's very time-taking, but I knew where the dragon was the entire time. I just, like, you're supposed to go to a specific area where the Dinral's horns actually light up, and I had no idea. I was just kind of grinding out his horn several different times before I realized I'm not actually at the location I was supposed to be, so I backtracked quite a bit, and you can see in the map there was a foresty type area right next to the snow area, so I just backtracked all the way there, found this bird guy who then told me about the dragon, and then it started raining. So I waited it out, and after it cleared up, I turned on fire, waited until morning, and by the way, The dragon shows up in specific places in morning. Like, all of them do, actually. I don't know about the ice one, but I do know the locations of Dinroll and the electric one. And here I'm just fooling around until Dinroll actually shows up. But yeah, keep in mind I am not done with these. I'll post the second part of the video once I'm done completing the other, I guess, shrine locations. And I haven't actually done the boss fight, but there is a boss fight at the end of this, so keep that in mind. You have to actually equip specific gear, and I guess that's pretty much the end of the video for now. I hope you guys found this useful.